For this hairstyle, I'm going to part my hair slightly off center, but you can part it wherever you prefer. A middle part will just help the sides be more equal in thickness. And then I'm just going to do a zigzag part down the back of my head and tie off the hair on the right side. Then on the left side, I'm going to divide out a small section of hair for the first braid. So I'm making this section pretty small, but still large enough for the braid, and it's going to be right above my left ear from the top part down to the nape of my neck. I'm braiding this section into a Dutch braid, so I'm picking up a small piece at the top of my head and dividing it into 3 smaller sections for the braid. And when doing a Dutch braid, you're going to cross the side strands underneath the middle strand while adding new sections into the braid. So I'm just taking the left strand, crossing it under the middle strand, picking up a small section of hair next to the braid and crossing it under to the middle strand. Then I'm taking the right side strand, crossing it under the middle strand, picking up a new section next to the braid, keeping it small, and crossing it under to the middle strand as well. And I'm just going to continue braiding this section of hair that I've divided out in a Dutch braid, working my way down the left side of my head, keeping the braid above my left ear, and then working down towards the nape of my neck. Then once all of the hair from the section is braided in, I'm going to continue the braid for just a few more stitches, and then I'm going to cross a bobby pin over the bottom so it doesn't unravel. Now I'm going to let down the hair at the top of my head and divide out a new section for a second Dutch braid, and I'm just going to repeat the exact same steps as before, creating a second Dutch braid right above the previous braid. If you want the braids to be similar in size, then you just want to make sure to divide out a similar size section as before, and clip away the top hair so it doesn't accidentally get braided into the hair. And again, we're doing a Dutch braid, so the side strands are being crossed under the middle strand while small sections of hair are brought into the braid. When you bring in smaller sections to the braid, it makes the detailing of the braid a little bit easier to see, and since we're creating more of an accent style braid, it's important to keep the braid and the sections brought into the braid really small and more precise. So then once that braid is done, I'm just going to repeat those same steps with the hair on the right side. So again, I'm dividing out a small section of hair that I'm going to braid, and then I'm creating a Dutch braid with this section of hair. So I'm crossing the side strands under the middle strand, working my way down the side of my head from the part line at the top of my head, down towards the nape of my neck. And when doing these braids, I did use a smoothing cream on my hair, which helped smooth down flyaways, but it left behind little white flakes all over my braids. So I'm not sure if mine is just old and drying out, but using some type of pomade or working wax can really help keep the braids looking cleaner. Then I'm going to create a fourth and final braid with a new section on the right side just above the previous braid. Once all 4 braids are finished, I'm going to take the 2 braids on the right side of my head and combine it with the remaining hair on that side. And using a clear elastic band, I'm just going to tie it all together at the nape of my neck and then remove the bobby pins from the ends of the braids. Then I'm just going to do the same thing with the hair on the left side to create the second little ponytail. And then to finish off the style, I'm just going to wrap both of the elastics with a small section of hair from the ponytail and secure it underneath with a bobby pin.